would be the allure of being a cowboy, I think. We're in cowboy country. There's a lot of people that wear cowboy hats all the time here. People that go to, say, the rodeos, they want to have a hat to wear to the rodeo. People just want to be cowboys, you know. The only one in Ada, there are other hatters in Oklahoma, but not that. They're not very many. The people that wear those are people that enjoy a good hat. You know, they probably wear the hat a lot. Sometimes when the crown iron, those strings will make little dents. Most of them are people that have been wearing them for years. Ranchers, horsemen, trainers, cowboys. Well, they're great for keeping the sun off your ears, where a cap won't. So people that get cancers on the top of their ears need something with a bigger brim than a cap. That's the main thing, keeping the weather off of a person. You know, the rain, the cowboys warm for the sun and the elements. Well, we've made them for as far away as Japan and Switzerland, but most of them are in the United States. Just all over. I've probably sold every state. I've never actually checked it out, but I've pretty well covered the United States. We ranched for years. My husband has been in the livestock business forever, and he rodeoed a lot, and he said he used to supplement his income. He would go get seconds, like at a factory or something, and kind of mess with them and sell them, make a little profit to help finance his rodeoing, along with day working and stuff. But he's always worn hats, and he was always interested in it. After we retired from ranching, we needed something else to do, and we had a friend that was he was a hatter from Kansas, and he helped us find the equipment, and so we started making them. Well, first of all, I'll measure you, and I draw the head shape because that's real important to fit. Like a lot of people that have maybe a really long oval head, they can't buy a hat in a shop. I was that way. If you go to a shop, they just aren't long oval enough, and it takes a long time to break them in because they're way too tight in the front and the back. You can get your whole hand up the side. And so the fit's important, and that's probably one of the main reasons people get a custom hat, is so it'll fit. You don't want to be riding off chasing cattle across the pasture and your hat flies off. You know, you don't want that to happen. Everybody wants a black one, it seems, because I don't know, they go with everything. Although I don't think cowboys worry too much about matching. They stray off into other colors. And or a silver belly. Those are the two main, you know, everybody had a silver belly or a black before, but now there's different colors that you can choose from. And a lot of the old timers will wear silver bellies. Those are your light colored ones. And then you go to the earth tones, browns, natural, beige. I can make some pretty wild colors, but not too many. Now you might get a show person that would want something in color. Then the other criteria you need is like how high of a crown do you want? Do you want a standard crown or maybe a little lower profile? How wide a brim do you want? Do you want a bound edge? A bound edge is a ribbon around the edge of the brim. Beaver fur, it's barbed and it holds together really well. Now hair is a good, if you're going to mix something with it, hair works real well. I think Nutria is something else that they use. So I get all the particulars. Do you want a hat band with a buckle or do you want a ribbon? And that's about all I need to get started. The bodies come in like 5 sizes, and they go by strings. Like a double white string is the smallest, and a double yellow is the biggest. So I order whatever string I want, whatever crown and brim from the felter, and then when I get it in, I'll pick a crown block that's the right height. Like if you wanted a low crown, I'd pick a 5.5 inch crown block. If you wanted a standard crown, I'd go with a 5 3/4 inch. And then I look at the circumference of your head, and I have to add a little in there for the sweatband and everything, but I'll get as close as I can to the right crown and start with that. Now I can adjust that with the sweatband. You steam the body. I've got a heavy-duty steamer that when you steam felt, it will soften it up and it makes it more pliable, and you can stretch it a little bit. And you stretch it over that block and string it down, and that holds it to the block, and then I iron it, because the fibers that are in the hat draw up with moisture and heat, so it draws that up. And so when you get it off the crown iron, the crown will be nice and molded like you want it, only not finished, but it's the right mold. Then you iron the brim flat, and they call this flanging. You put it on a flange board upside down and put it in a sandbag, and that flattens your brim out. Leave that for about 4 hours. So then you have something that looks kind of like a pilgrim hat or something, and but it's still rough, but it is shaped. I don't really want to breathe this stuff. And then you pounce it. That's when you do the finishing process, and you can get that real nice and smooth. You cut the brim down to the right size. I've got a brim cutter that makes a nice even cut around it. You save that off fall for the hat band. So that's what you use for the band on a hat. A lot of people think that you stitch this together, the crown to the brim, but you don't. It's all one piece. And then after you pounce it and have the brim cut down, then you do the detail work put the sweatband in. I stamp the sweatband with the quality of the hat, like 100X is our pure beaver, 50X would be a beaver hair blend, hair meaning like rabbit hair, Hare hair. And then our 20X hats are mostly hair, or rabbit. So you stamp a sweatband and put the person's name in it, that people like their name on their hat. And then stitch that in. You size it, get the right size, stitch it in. Then I cut a plug and the shape of the person's head, and I take that off the drawing we do when we measure them, and I reflange it under the sandbag flat with their head shape, and that's what makes it fit right when they come pick it up. And then after it's been reflanged, that's when I would put a bound edge on if they wanted, or if they don't, I just put the hat band on, put a liner in it, and it's ready to be picked up. I don't shape it normally until they come, because everybody likes to kind of be there when you shape it, because people are they know what they want it to look like. But most of these guys have been twerking on their hats for years, so if I can get close, they can finish it when they get it. I like it when people come pick up their hats, because that way I know that they're happy when they leave. you have to change things up because bodies, I mean, they all vary. And like I'll have some people go, now I want it stiff. I want to dent the trailer if I run into it. And I'm like, I can only do what I have to work with, but I will get it as stiff as I can. I will find the stiffest body I've got. But and then some people want a softer one because it feels better to them. There's a style called open road that LBJ used to wear, and I've made several of those, but not too many. Open roads, I've made a few fedoras, and now there are some companies like, especially out east, that's all they do is make fedoras, but they're a little lighter weight body, and I make mainly cowboy hats. I love doing it. I love what I do. I like getting to know the people that I make the hats for. Because when you're making it, you're thinking about the person and, you want to do a good job. And I like working with my hands. I'm good at it, so that makes it's nice to be good at things. It's kind of neat to be an expert on something. People come in and want your opinion on things. But I do know a lot about hats. I learn something about them every day. I feel pretty confident when I'm talking to people. The only time I don't feel confident is if I can't get it shaped right. Then sometimes I just go, here, I bet you've done this your whole life. Why don't you just take a stab at it? But I just enjoyed doing it.